In the previous class, we finished with our truth tables based on the conditional statement and the biconditional statement. So let's do a small recap of that, and then we'll see the exercise number 1.4 of your textbook. The conditional statement, as you know, it is representing if then, and it is represented by an arrow mark. So how do I find out the truth values with the help of an conditional statement? It's very simple. We have to just remember that if the first statement is true and the second statement is false, that is P is true and Q is false, then in such a case, the P implication Q or P implies Q will be going to be equal to false. Otherwise, in all other cases, it is going to be true. So I have written an example over here. India wins the match if Dhoni is the captain. Over here I am assuming that both the statements are true. So I have considered that P value, the truth value of P is T as well as the truth value of Q is T. And therefore the implication value, P implication Q, the truth value becomes T implies T, which ultimately is nothing but T only. Then we have seen the next one for the biconditional statement. So when we talk about biconditional, the method to write down the truth values is very easy over there. We have to say that if P and Q they both have the same truth values, that is it can be either both T or it can be both F, then P implication double implication Q comes out to be equal to true. But if they have opposite truth values, then in such a case P double implication Q comes out to be equal to false. And based on that, we had also seen the truth table, which is P, Q and P double implies Q. So you can see there in the truth table says that both P and Q, they both, if they are T, then the answer comes out to be equal to true. Whereas if any one of them is false, then in such a case, the truth table or the truth value also results into a false. It says that write the following in the form of symbolic form, and the question is very easy. It is asking us if a triangle is equilateral, then it is equiangular. So we will write the P and the Q values in this, or the P and the Q statements basically I should say. So as I told you in the last class, whatever statement that comes with if should be considered as P and the another statement should be considered as Q. So the statement here with if is that triangle is equiangular. So I will write over here, let P denote triangle is equilateral in fact, sorry, and Q will denote over there that the triangle is equiangular. Then in such a case, we just have to write down the symbolic form. He has not asked anything else, but though we will write the truth values as well wherever possible. The symbolic form comes out to be equal to P implies Q, or you can say P arrow mark Q. Now over here he has told us that triangle is equilateral, Q is triangle is equilateral angular. Let me consider that the triangle under the question is really an equilateral triangle. So if I say truth value of P is true, truth value of Q will also be true definitely, because equilateral triangle के लिए angles भी equiangular होता है. then in that case truth value of P implies Q is nothing but T implies T, and implication the rule is first T and the second F, only then the answer is F, otherwise it has to be true. So I am considering that the statement is true. Now this is just a method of writing the truth value. It is not asked in the question, but I have just shown you how to represent the answer if at all it comes in the exams. Okay. Okay, let us see the next. It says that it is not true that I is a real number. So as we had discussed this in the last classes also, whenever we come across a negative statement, we always consider P and Q to be positive statements, and then based on that we will give the negation symbol to the given statement or the given condition. So I will write over here, let P denote it is true that I is a real number, therefore the required symbolic form is nothing but negation of P. Number 2. Let us see the number 3 question. Even though it is not cloudy, it is still raining. So in this case, what do you think? What should be the required connective? Because we don't have any connective looking like even though. So we have to think logically. Yes, great. Absolutely correct, everybody. We have to apply the connective of and over here. So how do we write it? We will consider P over here is that, yes, P denotes it is cloudy. Q over there denotes it is raining or it is still raining is okay. So the symbolic form according to this, yeah, this not will be considered in negation. It is negation of P and Q. The not word that he has used in this, I am using a symbol for this, like this. Okay, it's simple. Let us see the fourth one quickly. What is it? Milk is white if and only if the sky is not blue. So again you are given not blue, so I will not consider Q to be a negative statement. Not we will be considering in the symbolic form. So what should be P and Q? Come on. Let P denote, yes, good. P is milk is white and Q is the sky is blue. So in this case guys, the symbolic form looks like to be P double implication of not Q, that is negation of Q. It's a very easy point. Number 5, stock prices are high if and only if the stocks are rising. It's a simple one. I am sure you guys should be able to manage this one. And the sixth one that you have, Qutub Minar is in Delhi, then Taj Mahal is in Agra. So let us quickly write it. P denotes over here that stock prices are high. Q over there denotes that the stocks are rising. So guys, your symbolic form looks like he has used if and only if in between. So I will write over here P double implication Q. And finally, the sixth one, I will get over here. What should be P and Q in this? P over here will be correct. Qutub Minar is in Delhi. Q is that Taj Mahal is in Agra. Very easy. So guys, your symbolic form over here is just P implication Q. Very easy. Okay, so in question number 2, it's asking us to literally find the truth value. So here we will once again apply the truth tables that we have studied before. It's asking us, it is not true that 3 minus 7i is a real number. So guys, this not true is going to be managed with the help of a symbol. But when I want to write down P and Q, what should that be? I will consider over here that let P denote 3 minus 7i is a real number. So if I consider this, what should be symbolic form over here? Yes, perfect. Symbolic form of the given statement is negation of P. Yeah. So now let's write down the truth values. What should it be? Truth value of P. What is it? Yes, that is correct. Truth value of P is absolutely false because 3 minus 7i is not a real number. It's actually a complex number. So in such a case, if I want to write down the truth value of negation of that, is just going to be a simple true, nothing else. Now let us see the second one. Second one says if joint venture is a temporary partnership, then discount on purchase must be credited to the supplier. Now this is a if then statement. Let us first of all write P and Q and then we will think about the truth values of this. So here the statement that comes with if is the first one, joint venture is a temporary partnership. So let me write it over here. P denotes joint venture is a temporary partnership. Q over there denotes discount on purchase is credited to the supplier. Okay, now I have to think about the truth values of this. So first of all, symbolic form is nothing but your P arrow mark Q or P implication Q. So what do you think? Is P a true statement or is it a false statement? Joint venture is a temporary partnership. Yes, that is a true statement. So I will consider truth value of P is P. And what about the Q statement? Discount on purchase is credited to supplier. Then what is it if it is false? truth value of Q is discount on purchase is credited to the supplier is a false. I think it is debited to the supplier. You can check in your accounts textbooks. You will get a better idea of that. It should be debited, I think so. So, therefore, truth value of P implication Q, which is T implication F. Now, over here, the first statement is true and the second statement is false, and the middle symbol that I have over here is of implication. So in this case, guys, the condition is absolutely satisfied, and therefore I will say the answer has to be equal to false. So in the third one, he has given to you the statement as every accountant is free to apply his own accounting rules. So this is one of the statements. If and only if we consider that machinery is an asset. Okay, so let us first of all think about P and Q. So I will consider P over there denotes every accountant is free to apply his own accounting rules. Q is a very simple one. Machinery is an asset. So in this case, what is the symbolic form? The symbolic form is just simple. If and only if बोला है तो क्या होना चाहिए? P double arrow mark Q. Yes, so it is indicating P double implication of the Q. Now guys, what do you think? Is P a true statement? Every accountant, is he free to apply his own rules? No, the answer is absolutely false, because there are some standard accounting principles that you will be learning or you might have learned in your accounts. I am a science student, so I am not aware of all the accounting principles, but yeah, basics I am having some idea that every accountant is not free to apply his own rules, otherwise there will be a big mess worldwide. There are standard principles which are being applied worldwide, so they have to follow the same. So therefore I will consider over here that truth value of P is definitely false. Truth value of Q, what do you think? Is machinery considered to be an asset or is it not considered to be an asset? It is true, definitely. Machinery is definitely an asset for an organization. So in such a case, the truth value of P comes out to be false, and the truth value of Q over there comes out to be equal to true. So therefore the truth value of P double implication Q is F double implication T. So if you remember the condition for double implication, the condition was that both the statements must be having the same truth value, that is both T or both false. Only then the answer can be equal to true. If they are having the opposite truth values like it is happening over here, one of them is F and the another of them is T. So two different truth values are seen over here, therefore this has to be a false statement. So I will get over here the answer is false. So the truth values of the third and the the fourth and the fifth, they both are true, as you guys have got it correctly. So now let's go ahead and discuss the sum number 3, which is a slightly different one. In this case, he is telling us that P and Q, they both are true. R and S, they both are false. Okay. We have to find out the truth value of each of the following. compound statements. So guys, what we have to do is we are given some different questions, and he has told us already that the truth value of P and Q is to be considered as T. So just as we did in all the questions up till now, we write the truth value in its respective place, something like this. Here the truth value of P was F, so I considered F. The truth value of Q was T, so I considered T. And then I thought of the condition which is applicable in that particular connective. So based on that connective, we write the next answer or the next step. So guys, the same logic has to be applied in this entire question. So let's understand properly with each and every example, like what should be done and how it should be presented over there. So as we discussed, we have to consider over here that P has a truth value of T, Q has a truth value of T, R has a truth value of false, S also has the truth value false. So this is a given part. So let me start with the first one. The first one says P and Q and R with a bracket over here. So as I told you just now, we have to substitute the respective truth values in their places. So in place of P, I have to substitute the value as T. So I will write over here T. In place of Q, I will substitute the value as T. And in place of R, I have to write the value as false. So we will write over here and F. And the basic connectives that are given to us in the question, we will just write them. Now what? Whenever we want to simplify this kind of a statement, we will always consider the brackets first and then we will go outside the bracket. So if I have T and F, I have to think about the AND condition. What was the AND condition? It said that if both P and Q, they both are true, then the answer is true, else it is a false. So this is representing the second part, which is the else part. So I will write over here false in below it, and the remaining elements will be just taken down, T and F. So I get the next step has to be T and F. After that, again it is the same thing, so we don't have to think a lot in this. So finally the answer should come out to be equal to F, which looks like our final answer. So the second one that we have, again we have to apply the same logic. In all the statements P, Q, R and S, we will substitute their respective truth values. So I will write over here T, implication T, or F and F. So now we will apply the truth values for individual brackets first. So first I am having the conditional statement. So I will think of the conditional statement which says that first T, second F, then it is F. Otherwise it is true. So this is representing the otherwise case. So I will write T over here. The middle or symbol just comes down as it is, not affected by anything as of now. In the second bracket, I am having AND statement. The rule for AND was that both P and Q, they both are true, then the answer is true. Otherwise, the answer is false. So this is the otherwise case once again, guys. So over here, the value comes out to be equal to false. So now I have to think of T or F. So what was the rule for OR? The rule for OR was that both F and F, that is P and Q, they both are true, sorry, false. Then only such a case the answer is false, otherwise the answer is true. And here guys, the answer has to be equal to true. So the truth value for the third statement, negation bracket and negation of Q and R. The final answer I am writing, it is true. Everybody has already got it. That's nice. Mm-hmm. Okay. I hope others are also getting the same answer. Nice. So the truth value of the fourth one is false, the final answer. Go ahead, guys. The number fifth and the sixth also, please tell me. Okay, let us see the fifth one. Chalo. We will substitute the respective truth values in their positions. T or F implies F or negation, square bracket, again a negation. It is now T implies T, or it is false. Okay, so let's do it step by step. First of all, I will solve all the brackets, the inner brackets basically I should say. So here T or F, because it is or, both F then F, otherwise it is true, so here it should be equal to true, and the remaining elements I will just copy down in their respective positions. The second inner bracket is T implies T. Condition for the implication is that first T and second F, only then it is F, else it is true. So the answer over here is also going to be equal to true. So it is negation true that has come down, or it is F. Then after that T implies F. So this is directly going to be applied as F or negation. Now first of all I have to consider this, and then I have to consider the or symbol. So negation of T, what is the negation of T? It is nothing but false. So I will write false in this place. The remaining terms are as it is. So I will get F or negation of. Now what is F or F? The answer is true. So because for or, if both are F, then the answer is also F. Sorry, I think I wrote T. It should be F over here. And then I directly thought of negation of that actually. It's okay. So it is F or T. So ultimately the answer comes out to be, what is F or T? The answer is T. So in the sixth sum, let us write down all the truth values in their respective positions. This is true or F and F, and negation F and negation F. This is one bracket and it is T. So that becomes our required truth values. So as we did in the above case, first of all I will solve all the inner brackets, but inside inner brackets also there is one symbol, so which we need to take care of first. After that I have to take care of the bracket, so we have to be careful step by step in this. Let us see. Negation of T or, the answer for this F and F, the answer is going to be AND rule, both T then T, otherwise false. So I will write false over here. And negation bracket, first of all I have to consider about the negation of F, so I will write F and T. Remaining elements just bring it down. Now negation of T or F, what is negation of T or F? The answer is for or, both F then F, otherwise it is true. So the answer over here comes out to be equal to true for this element. Negation symbol F and T. What is F and T? In case of AND, it is both T then T, otherwise false. So again this is the otherwise case, so I will write false over here. Negation of T, what is negation of T? It is false. AND symbol comes down as it is. Then it is negation of again F and T. So in case of F and T, we had seen just now the answer was false. So once again for this also the answer has to be equal to false, and I have a negative negation symbol already over there, so it is representing F and T over here. So what is that? F and T, the answer has to be finally false. So what is given to you in the sub number 4? In the sub number 4, the question is telling us that assuming the following statements are true, uh, we have to consider, or we have to find the truth value of the following statement. So first thing that we need to do is we need to write that answer or the statement in the symbolic format, and we will be writing the truth value for the given statement as true itself, because he has told us clearly to assume that the truth value over here is true. So based on this assumption, we will be solving our question number 5. So let us see what we can do. So just write down, everybody. The first one, it says that, okay, what is P? P is Sunday is a holiday. And Q is that Ram does not study on Sunday. Okay. So now one thing you should observe over here, guys. He has purposely put this not in Q, which we generally don't do, but he has given to us like that. So we will have to consider it in the same manner. One more information that he has given to you is that truth value of P is true and truth value of Q is also true. That is what he has given. So from here I understand that Sunday is a holiday. That is obviously true, I know that. But in the second case as well, he says Ram does not study on Sunday to be a true value. So when we are writing the answers, we have to be really careful about what he is giving to you. So let's understand this. Just observe first and then you can copy down later on. I'll give you sufficient time to do that. He says that Sunday is not holiday, not a holiday, or so observing this P and Q that we are given, we have to first of all write the symbolic form of this statement that we are given over here in the question. So I will write over here the symbolic form. P actually says that Sunday is a holiday, but the statement says that Sunday is not a holiday. It means that I have to consider negation of P. Or is very clearly given, so we will just use the symbol for or. Further, he is telling us that in Q, Ram does not study on a holiday, but the statement says that Ram studies on a holiday. Matlab, again, it is opposite of Q that is happening over here. Therefore, again, I have to take negation of Q. And then when we want to write the truth value, it's really easy. In place of each of the statements, I will just substitute the value as T, and negation symbol is already there, so we can't help out. We have to use that. Equivalent to F or F. So it's a simple one. We have to just remember the rule for F, which says that the answer has to be equivalent to F. So I want all of you to try the second and the third one in the same manner right now, and then we'll discuss it. So guys, the truth value for the second one is true, and the truth value for the third one is false. Very easy. Let us see the next question, question number 5 that he has given to you. It's a similar sum but an easier version of the fourth one. In the previous case, you were given the statements in the word format. You had to first convert it into the symbolic form and then write the truth values. In the sum number 5, he has actually given that P and Q, they both are true. We don't have to worry about whatever the statement is. Just we have to consider directly the verbal format of that. It's a very easy. P is that he swims. Q is that water is warm. One of the easiest question over here. P double implication of negation Q. So what do we write? He swims if and only if water is not warm. Not warm. So easy. Over here, this bracket is indicating that he swims or the water is warm. But the thing is, before that or behind it, we are given a symbol of negation. So negation indicates it is not true. So therefore, the answer that we will be writing is in the same way. It is not true that he swims or the water is warm. Simple ones. Chalo, in the same way, I want you guys to try the third and the fourth one quickly. Yes, that is correct. If water is warm, then he swims. What about the last? P and negation Q. Sorry, Q and negation P. Yes, the last one is water is warm and he does not swim or doesn't swim. Both seems to be fine over here. So let's understand what is a quantifier. So please write it down, everybody. It is a type of a connective basically which is used in a single statement. Generally, connectives, the logical connectives that we have, they are applied or used for two statements. But when you are talking about quantifiers, there is only a single statement and a certain symbol which is representing that particular quantifier will be given to us. So the in case of this particular chapter, there are two quantifiers that we have to study in detail. The first quantifier that we should be aware of is something called as for all, which is represented by something like this, reverse A. Generally we write A like this, but it is reverse of that particular A that is given to or considered over here as the symbol for all. So sometimes they also call it as for every, but meaning is the same. Either you say that it is for all or you say it as for every, does not matter, it still remains the same. Now we have to remember a small condition over here. So what is that? So please write down the condition. I'll explain that to you with the help of an example so that it becomes very clear to all. all observations of the given set must satisfy the given condition in the statement. Below that, write down if any one observation does not satisfy the given condition, then truth value of given statement becomes false. Okay, now let me take a small example so that you guys get a better idea of it. Suppose if I have something like this, for all x belonging to A, where A is actually having the values, a simple one, it is considering the values as 1, 2 and 3, and if I am told that x plus 5 is lesser than 10, something this kind of a statement is given to us. So very clearly I am told that x belongs to A. So what are the possible values that A has? 1, 2, 3. So what are the different possible values that x can take? It is again 1, 2, 3. X can be either 1 or x can be 2 or x can be 3. So we have to think of all the observations. So we think of all these observations and identify whether all values of x, if I add to 5, will the answer be less than 10? If it is correct for all the statements or all the values, then the truth value of this statement is true. If any one value does not get satisfied, then the answer has to come out to be equal to false. So let me check. We will do that in rough work, okay? You don't have to show that working in the exams or in the papers. So if x is equal to 1, I can say 1 plus 5 is equal to 6. Definitely it is lesser than 10. In the same manner, if x is equal to 2, I will say over here 2 plus 5, which is equal to 7. Again it is lesser than 10. And the last value x is equal to 3. 3 plus 5, which is definitely 8, lesser than 10. So yes, it is getting satisfied by all of them. That's great. So I just have to say, therefore, truth value of the given statement becomes T. Second one that we have is something like this. It is representing there exists. Okay. So this one is a very easy one. Write down under that. At least one observation from the given set must satisfy the given condition in statement if none of the observations from the given set satisfy the condition, only then the truth value is false. Otherwise, it has to be true because we have very clearly mentioned over here at least one. So if suppose there are 5 values and only one value or two values are satisfying the given condition of the statement, still I can consider the statement to be true. Okay. Suppose I consider a similar example which I took above. There exists x belonging to A, where A has values 1, 2 and 3, but this time the condition is slightly changed. The condition is that x square has to be lesser than 9. So if I am given this condition that x square is lesser than 9, I have to observe that all the values of x, are they satisfying this condition, or is there some value which is not getting satisfied over here. So let me check for the different values which are available to x. Now what are the different values available to x? The different values are x can be either 1 or x can be 2 or x can be equal to 3. So in this case guys, when x value comes out to be equal to 1, 1 square is 1, satisfied. X is equal to 2, 2 square is equal to 4, this is also satisfied. And when x is equal to 3, 3 square is equal to 9, this is not satisfied because very clearly we are given it should be lesser than ka symbol. It should not be less than equal to. The question does not give the condition of less than equal to. It gives a condition of less than strictly. So therefore guys, there are two values only which are satisfying this condition. In fact, when we are having a question of there exists, we don't need to sit and check all the values. अगर एक वैल्यू ने भी सेटिस्फाई कर दिया तो आप उसको ट्रू कंसीडर कर सकते हो, because I have written very clearly at least one observation. But just for our understanding, our knowledge, I tried to check all of them, but it's okay because the first two observations are getting satisfied. 100% the truth value of this statement is t only. So I will get that the truth value is t.